So I really appreciate you guys sending in your questions. It's one of my favorite things to be able to do is answer the questions that are on your mind. So this question comes from our friend Bazi over in Russia. Great teacher if you can go check him out. Do I approach a 6-footer the same as I approach a 7-footer as a shooter? The simple answer is no, we don't. The details of it go like this. The first thing that I do when I take on somebody as a shooter, most of it with my teams, is what is the nature of the space that this player is going to play in, and what is the nature of the shots that this player will be shooting. If it's a smaller player, most of the time, especially in our modern NBA, we're looking to work on finishes, free throws, and threes. And if it's a superstar caliber player, then we'll mix in every situational shot that player will shoot. But overall, a smaller player is going to be required to be a great three-point shooter. Now, it goes to how they're going to create their space. Is this somebody who shoots it, who needs to shoot it well off the dribble, in ISO situations, sprint catch and shoot, stationary catch and shoot? We look at all of those things. The type of shot I generally put those people in is the momentum shot. It's something that has to happen quickly. Your preparation is quick, your balance is right, your sequence goes, and we transfer the energy of our body into the shot. Now, we'll do a lot of drills off the pickups, off of sprints, and working in traffic contested. So if it's a smaller player, you're running a high pick and roll, and they've got to stop behind that screen and pull up. Somebody's going to be coming with a rear view contest. Somebody will be coming from the front. It could be, we practice in a lot of situations putting the player under duress. But that's generally where we'll start with the smaller player. Now the bigger player will have a different set of circumstances. Is this somebody that we're going to throw the ball into the post and they have to create shots down there? Are they going to be three-point shooters? Most 7-footers are not going to be on the run three-point shooters. There are exceptions, but most of them will be stationary three-point shooters. So we'll work on stationary shots, both for free throws and the three-point shot, and then we'll work on high-handed releases in different balance situations to simulate what that post shot may be. If we're getting pushed, we're getting bumped, if I have to fade, if I'm going straight up, if I'm going over, if I'm going to get it quickly, all of those different situations apply. I teach 3 completely different types of jump shots, and it goes right to the base of that question. What type of player am I teaching? Is it somebody who needs to be able to get rid of shots quickly? Is it somebody that creates space by jumping up in the air? Or is it somebody that creates space simply by being a taller player? Great question. We'll fill in some more of those details as we come up, but that's a great start. Another great question is, how do I practice shooting free throws so I can perform in the game? Now, a lot of people shoot free throws really well in practice, and then they struggle in the games. Now, I want you to understand there's a few things that could happen. Most people are thinking there's a fatigue factor. That very well could be the case. Most of the time, it's the mentality of situational pressure. Okay? So let's deal with the first part. If you need to practice when you're fatigued, great. I used to do this, so this basket behind me is adjustable. So I used to have the basket lowered, and I would have somebody go back and forth and force them to sprint and dunk the ball 10 times, and then I'd pick the basket up, run them out to the free throw line, and make them shoot while they're tired. It's great to practice when you're fatigued, because in the game, you may have just made 4 slides, fought over a screen, tipped out a loose ball, dove on the floor, sprinted down for a fast break, 4 or 5 trips, and you're huffing and puffing. You get fouled on the break, and now you've got to make your free throws. Couple of things you can do. Before you get inside the free throw circle to take the ball from the official, take a couple deep breaths, get yourself on pace, get your heart rate slowed down a little bit. But the most important part is consequences. Add a consequence to your practice. If I miss this, I must this. I have to run, I have to, do 10 push-ups, whatever the case may be. Consequences in the game generally start to affect a player's mind. And if the better you work on your mental clarity, the better you'll be able to take what you do in practice to walk into a game. Remember this about free throw shooting. It's still 15 feet. It's exactly like you've practiced always. It doesn't matter that there's 1,000, 2,000, 100, 20,000 people screaming at you. Your practice is to focus on what you want to accomplish. Eliminate the consequences from your thought. Focus on your routine. When I say routine, work on, a lot of people, if I ask them, they'll say, I bounce it once and then I shoot. I'll ask them, great, where do you line up? How many dribbles? Which hand hits the ball first? Are you breathing in or are you breathing out? And I go through the entirety of the routine. I'll actually put players on a stopwatch so we can repeat the routine almost identically. So as soon as the ball hits your hands, start the timer. Go through the exact same routine. Do 3 to 5 in a row and see if you can I try to get my guys in 0.1 to 0.2 seconds the same time, all the way through their routine to release. This way, you know you're starting to repeat exactly. Repetition is not doing the same thing, it's repeating exactly the same thing. Work that into your practice, work in a little bit of fatigue, throw in some consequences, get yourself on a timer, and clear your mind. Think about what to do and eliminate the consequences. So all of those thoughts about free throw shooting are pretty traditional, and it's a great way to give you clarity on what you want to work on. Those you're capable of working on by yourself in the gym with your team. The last part is I want to add a thought of what I go through with my players at the highest level. We deal with a lot of external factors. We deal with a lot of noise. We deal with a lot of thought about situation, time, and score, and the pressure of a big moment. In the NBA Finals, in big games and playoffs, you have a lot of people on the road, what you're screaming and yelling. And for you to stand there and try and black that out is a very difficult task. And it doesn't really make much sense because we're not dealing in the reality of the situation that you're facing. So what we do, we practice, is we put out noise and we do distraction drills to try and get the player to embrace the situation they're going to be in. Imagine standing there trying to you have 2 free throws to win a playoff game, or to get into the NBA Finals, or to get to your college championship, your conference championship, to win a title for high school. Whatever the case may be, there are going to be a lot of people trying to distract you. You know that that's going to be the case, so go up there and embrace the situation that you're going to be in. Look out there, know that people are going to make noise, know that they're going to go quiet, know that they're going to do things to try and disrupt you. Embrace the situation, get ready to deal with the reality of what is going to happen. You can't change the circumstances around you, you can only change the way that your mind approaches it. Embrace it and be excited about the moment that you get to shut them up or get them to go crazy. Is the mentality of a great shooter. I get this a lot. What do great shooters think about? What do great shooters think when they're playing in a game? I'll give you a scenario. Picture yourself in a game and you're the shooter. You are 0 for 11 in the course of this game. And you're drawing up a last second play and the coach draws it up for you. What is your thought process? Do you want that shot? Now, reverse that. What if you are 10 for 10 and the coach sits down and draws up that very same thing and here's the play and we're running it for you? Do you have a different mindset? Now, I want you to understand what goes on in your mind is a personal choice. I've been asked this question and answered this question a number of times, traveling all over the world, answering it to some of the best coaches and shooters and players in the world. And I always say the same thing. In our minds, we get to choose our own reality. I know when I was a shooter, if I were 0 for 11 in a game, and I'm sure everybody's running through their head, well, coach, I would never be 0 for 11 in a game. But let's just play this out. If I was 0 for 11 in the game and I know that I'm a great shooter, what am I thinking about that next shot? In my mind, wow, I have missed all these shots. I am so due. Give me the ball. I will make the next one. Now, what happens if I'm 11 for 11? I get that play. What's going through my mind? Gosh, I'm 11 for 11. I can't miss. Give me the ball. I'm going to make the next shot. Now, I'm sure you can identify with that yourself. Most people have experienced some place where they've been really, really hot, and they think, wow, I'm on a hot streak. The next one's going in. The next one's going in. But why should you think differently if you've been missing? The fact of the matter is, every single shot, you get to choose your own mental reality. You get to choose the way you're going to approach the shot. If you know you're a great shooter, that you know you're going to make the next shot. I don't care what happened on the last one. I don't care what's happened on the last 10. If you believe and you know, your mind should be clear, give me the ball, and go put up your best shot. It's a great way to think about the situations you may be in a game. You've got a poor streak, you've just missed a couple, I'm due, give me the next one, I know I'm going to make the next shot. If you approach it as you know you're a great shooter because of all the great work that you've done, that your preparation is ready, and all the work that you want to go show the product of your great work, put that out there, understanding that your mind goes first. Clear your mind, trust your work, trust yourself, and let that shot go. That's a great question. So the next question, Coach, what is the first column that you look at in the score sheet? This is a really simple answer, folks. The win-loss column, the final score. Did you win or did you lose? We're not playing to lose, so I want to know that we won that game. Thanks for watching the video. I really love you sending in your questions. Keep them coming. Let us know how you're doing in the comment section. I appreciate your attention. Damn it!